Here's a question. To survive in Hollywood these days, if you're Jewish, and there are a lot of Jews there, do you have to also denounce Israel these days? During his speech after winning the Oscar for Best Foreign Film, filmmaker Jonathan Glazer, while discussing his Holocaust-related film, seemed to feel the need to drive a wedge between his Judaism and what Israel is doing.
All our choices were made to reflect and confront us in the present, not to say, look what they did then, rather look what we do now. Our film shows where dehumanization leads at its worst. It shaped all of our past and present. Right now, we stand here as men who refute their Jewishness and the Holocaust being hijacked by an occupation which has led to conflict for so many innocent people. Whether the victims of October the
Holocaust being hijacked. Yeah, woo! After a pause and what could be described as a smattering of applause from an audience generally thought of as being overwhelmingly liberal, Glazer continued.
Whether the victims of October the 7th in Israel or the ongoing attack on Gaza, all are victims of this dehumanization. How do we resist?
Glazer's film, The Zone of Interest, is about the family of Rudolf Höss, a commander at Auschwitz, the concentration camp where over 1 million, mostly Jews, were killed in less than 5 years during the Holocaust. Also present on the red carpet, many lapels and dresses, were red pins featuring a hand with a black heart in the middle. Celebrities sporting the pin, including Billie Eilish, longtime Palestinian advocate Mark Ruffalo, and actor Rami Youssef.
This pin is for Artists for Ceasefire. We have so many artists here tonight wearing it. We're all calling for an immediate and permanent ceasefire in Gaza.
Yeah, look, everyone can call for a permanent ceasefire. That'd be great, as would the release of over 100 hostages still thought to be alive in Gaza being held by Hamas. But then again, no bring them home pins were too visible on the red carpet Sunday night. One has to wonder, is this what we've come to in Hollywood? Joining us now is Mark Feuerstein, an actor best known for starring as Dr. Hank Wilson in Royal Pains and roles on The West Wing and Prison Break. Look, from this June, he'll be in Hotel Cocaine on MGM Plus this summer and Lady in the Lake. The guy's super busy all the time. Mark, thanks so much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. So what did you make of Glazer's speech and all the red pins on the red carpet?
Thank you, Dan. It's so great to be here and be with you again. It was really frustrating. First of all, because I could barely understand what he was saying. And then when I played it back 3 times on my TV, once I had the words, I still didn't really understand. He says, right now we stand here as men who refute their Jewishness and the Holocaust being hijacked by an occupation which has led to conflict for so many people. So first of all, I thought the 3 of them are refuting their Jewishness, which, by the way, you can refute it all you want, should they be coming for us, as it feels sometimes they are with the advent of anti-Semitism right now. They're coming for you too, Jonathan. They're coming for you too. But that's one thing. That's a side point. They were, in fact, if you analyze what he said, refuting their Jewishness and the Holocaust together being hijacked by an occupation. They're talking about the occupation of Gaza, which ended in 2005, technically, when Israel pulled out all of its troops. So still complicated. And what's even more frustrating is, without it being very clear what he's saying, everyone just jumps in and applauds like a knee-jerk liberal response without really thinking about the nuances of this issue, which are so complicated.
The crazy thing about how complicated what he said is that he'd written it out, right? It wasn't like it was off
like
the
you
cuff.
had time, Jonathan. You had time to craft this in a way where we could understand what the hell you were saying when you said it. And then we could talk about the red pin. I mean, if you want to get into that.
Yeah, tell me. What did you make of the red pins all over the red carpet?
Well, of course, it was upsetting just to see the red pins and so much support. So many people taking a stand on a ceasefire without anyone calling for the return of the hostages, as you so succinctly put it in the beginning. But the history of the red hand is so complicated, and it's a dog whistle. I mean, a dog whistle technically is a symbol that appears normal to the general public, but is in reality something very specific. And there are two examples of what the red hands could symbolize. One was during the Farhud, which was when a Nazi-inspired program to kill Jews in 1941. Jewish homes were marked with red hands to indicate that it's a family of Jews. But more recently, there was something called the Ramallah lynching. There were these two Israeli undercover agents, and a funeral procession was passing by as they were brought into a police station. Word got out that IDF soldiers were at the El Bereh police station. A mob of 1,000 Palestinians came from the funeral. The rioters killed and mutilated the soldiers, and one of the rioters peeked through the window and displayed his bloody palms on the window. So it's a perfect metaphor for the way messages on social media are misappropriated, because this symbol is so inherently violent, even though all these Hollywood folk think they're indicating a message of peace.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.